is going to be an unpopular video, and I said this on my personal Facebook page, and people got mad. Philadelphia Eagles, they ain't perfect right now, but they the best team in NFC, and I'm explaining why. But I don't think the Lions are no longer Super Bowl contenders, and it's not about the loss they had to Buffalo. Okay, I'm gonna speak on this a little bit more too. It's not about the loss per se. All right, what it's actually really about is the losses in troops. Lee McNeil possibly could be out the season with a knee injury. Carlton Davis could be out for the season and sound like with a broken jaw. You know what I'm saying? So they just took too many losses to recover. And some of the guys that we're hoping to return, they don't look like they're returning. We've been waiting on F.A. Melifano since the beginning of the season. Rackstraw ain't really got no reps. We ain't see him do shit, but he stay injured. So, he really gonna go into next season as a rookie. You lose a Lee McNeil in the middle. So you still got Reeder, Anzarike. You lose Makai Wingo, you lose Aiden Hutchinson, you lose John Kaminsky, you lose Marcus Davenport. It showed yesterday in the Buffalo game what they exploited was Detroit's linebackers. They got their running backs one-on-one with the Lions linebackers. They knew the Lions struggled with depth in the front seven. They couldn't stop Josh Allen running. And that even when they was healthy a couple of years ago, Lamar had a very familiar game. They had a very familiar game. So I'm going to speak on that in another video, right? So, but right now they just don't have the players to compete going into Super Bowl for a Super Bowl run. And I wouldn't be surprised if they stumbled into the playoffs. They became, what would they be, the 4th seed? That's highly possible because the Eagles don't have nothing but the Commanders, Giants, and Cowboys left. And once they got past the Steelers yesterday, that was an easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? We still got to play, Chicago, two division games, Chicago, Minnesota. They make it tough. So right now, the Lions, people get mad. Oh, man, shut up, man. You just hate. Like, bro, I'm not a hater. I'm not a liar. I'm not a motherfucker that's an optimist. I'm telling y'all what it is. That's what it is. The Lions are probably going to be one and done in the playoffs unless they get healthy. It's just too much to overcome. It's too much to overcome. Like you already had 13 players defensively on that IR. You had 2 more starters that's gonna be gone for the season, and Carlton Davis, is playing very, very well. And DJ Reeder, there it is, right there. Not DJ Reeder, but Liam McNeil. You won't get Barnes back. You won't get Rodriguez back with a blown out ACL. It's just to the point where, okay, last year they was able to piece it together, and still make it last year, but they still had Aiden Hutchinson the whole year. So yeah, it just came to the point where it's just too much to overcome. It's all, somebody said, oh, maybe they peaked too soon. I don't think they peaked too soon. I don't really feel like the Lions this team really hit their potential offensively. I just feel like it was something missing offensively this season. I just can't really put my finger on it. But I don't think they're no longer Super Bowl contenders. And like I said, it's not because of the loss to Buffalo. It's the additional losses that came with the loss to Buffalo. You just got too much to overcome. And they really exploited the linebackers yesterday. And as they should. I mean, you got guys that wasn't even in the league. Quan Alexander was on the practice squad of the Denver Broncos. Jamal Adams is a safety who can't cover playing linebacker. He was on the streets. So no matter how much depth you got, all them injuries that they put in there, and it happens. It happens. scenario, they're able to get Anzalone back for the playoffs. You know, they're able to get they're able to get Anzalone back for the playoffs. They're able to get FA back. You know, I think that really would help. That would help a lot. But it's just, to me, it's just too many injuries. So now there's got to be, and luckily he's been here before. So now Aaron Glenn got to sit here and say, okay, we got to play more bend don't break football. So this aggressive man-to-man coverage we love to play, we got to play more conservative on defense. So you're probably going to see a lot of that defense you seen last year. A lot of soft zone. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to make teams go up the field and just chop. And I think that's the proper adjustment. But like I said, that's another video. That's another video for another day. But the Lions, I feel like, never really peaked offensively. I know they had some 50-pointers, some close to 50. I just don't never feel like the offense really found its rhythm this season. And it might sound goofy to people who ain't watched. People who watch know what I'm saying. So I think it's not that they peaked too soon. If anybody peaked, like, I can't even say the defense peaked too soon because they just constantly was dealing with injuries. They constantly was dealing with injuries. So I can't even say they peaked too soon. You know? Injuries really killed this team, man. Injuries really killed it. You know? So, but when you look at it, man, if it's ever a time for the offense to start hitting this rhythm and hitting this peak, it's now. Because David Montgomery looked like he came into the game, he was already injured yesterday. He ran horrible. Now, Jahmyr Gibbs had a lot of success, but the thing about it, they started off with David Montgomery yesterday, and he got off to a slow start. Before you know it, he was down 14-0. You know, before you know it, so then it was just like, all right, we can't run the ball no more. We got behind the chains and then they came back and they tried to make it a football game. You know, they got out coached all the way around yesterday. You know, there's a lot of talk about the onside kick, man. Josh Allen was going the length of the field in 4 plays. I have no issue with it. He was going the length of the field in 4 plays, bro. They went 60 yards in like 4 plays and scored a touchdown. But I think for the Lions, it's not about coaching. It's not about the loss to Buffalo because, you know, losses going to happen. You're going to have bad days. It's not about having or not having home field advantage. It's just to the point that there's just too much to overcome physically. Physically, it's too much to overcome. You look at Minnesota, predominantly healthy. Philadelphia, predominantly healthy. Green Bay had a scare with Jordan Love early in the season, predominantly healthy. Everybody else, you know, the Washington Commanders, predominantly healthy. Seattle Seahawks, the Rams, now both them teams predominantly healthy. We limping into this motherfucker, bro. Every week we losing somebody else. You know, we limping into the week. So a lot of people gonna say, oh man, you overreacted. They're not gonna listen to the video. And it came to my appearance that Philly is the team to beat. You know? Now if we were fully healthy, I like our chances going to South Philly or at Ford Field. Even though we didn't have both our losses at Ford Field this year. I like our chances healthy. But not healthy, like, I know Hurts ain't Josh Allen. But he can do a lot of the shit that Josh Allen was doing out there last night. And mobile quarterbacks have been the Achilles heel. And I know some people say, you know, Jack Campbell is his. Well, Jack Campbell wasn't really in the coverage. He was pretty much shadowing Josh Allen yesterday. they kind of used him as a spy. So a lot of them coverages was on Quan Alexander, or if they was in zone, it was him breaking contain, them not keeping them in the pocket, him buying plays, breaking this up. So to be honest, you know, Buffalo won't be there neither. Buffalo won't be in the Super Bowl neither. In my opinion, it's going to be between Baltimore and Kansas City. They won't be there neither. You know, NFC, you can probably say, oh, it's a little wide open. But right now, Philly healthy. They got their drama going on right now. You know, Jalen Carter and Nick Sirianni got into it. You know, that's the only thing that's going to stop them. So, you know, but my thing is just too many injuries, man. Too many injuries. I know a lot of people going to say, oh, I got faith and I believe. And I feel you. Pray all the fuck you want. But, you know, you add 52 more players to IR, 15, you know, all on defense. It's too much to overcome, in my opinion. So, like I said, I don't really think they contenders no more. You know, but I know you look at the NFC and say, it's hard. These next 3 games, it would not surprise me if they lost all 3 of them. It wouldn't. So, I don't. Like I said, I don't think if they peaked too quick. I just think it's only so much you can continue to patch up, you know, with all these injuries. So I think it's just the injuries today. Especially if Reader and Carlton Davis, one or both of them out for the season, which sound like Carlton got a broken jaw and Lane McNeil, Lane McNeil got a knee injury. So thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and subscribe button, hit the bell icon button. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist, hit the link, find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Spotify and Anchor, excuse me. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist, more videos like this.